Hello, my name is Mark Abbott. I'm from the Engineering Change Lab Secretariat, and in this series of videos I'm going to be sharing an update on our vision mission work through the Engineering Change Lab that was presented at workshop number 8, which happened in York, at York University on June 9th and 10th. And the purpose for sharing this, this presentation in this format is that between this workshop, the one that just happened, workshop number 8, and the next one, which is workshop 9 on September 29th and 30th, we're going to be rapid iterating the vision and mission and incorporating people's comments so that we can hopefully have a final version by the September 29th, 30th workshop in Calgary. And so by sharing this presentation as it was delivered at the York workshop, this is a way to bring people in who didn't have a chance to attend the workshop so that you can hear the latest and start feeding your feedback and comments into the conversation. So basically it's all about 2017 and beyond, talking about the future of the Engineering Change Lab. So when we originally convened the Engineering Change Lab 2.5 years ago, the convening question was, what is the higher potential of engineering to contribute to society, and how can we unlock this potential? And this remains our core question, and we've been following the thread of that ever since, and we continue to follow this thread. And we've made a lot of great progress over the last 2.5 years. So in our 8 workshops so far, we've engaged over 130 people from 70 organizations. So we have a great core community, and we've had many more people who have had a chance to kind of engage and experience the lab and be involved in a variety of ways. And we're even starting to get some international interest, both in the UK and the US. In fact, there's a group of leaders that are going to be meeting late in July in the US to chat about the possibility of launching an Engineering Change Lab USA or something similar. And so over this time period, as we brought this group together for workshops and worked in between, we've made good progress on our 4 big outcomes of the lab, which are advancing sort of this big picture thinking about what is the higher potential of the engineering community to contribute to society. We built relationships, a great network of people who are all sort of working on this bigger challenge. We've developed new ways of working together, more systemically, collaboratively, experimentally, and we progressed a portfolio of initiatives, many of which are really kind of now hitting their stride and reaching another phase. So we feel like with all of this progress, we're reaching a defining moment for the Engineering Change Lab. And putting in place this vision and mission in a more formalized way, we think, is a big part of turning the corner into a next phase of the lab's work together. So the focus of today's discussion is to talk about why we exist, who we are, and where we are going. So of course we had answers to these questions for the first phase of the lab, and in general it was a lot more around sort of exploring together these big questions and beginning to work on specific challenges that we knew that were that we cared about, like diversity and engineering leadership. As we go into this next phase, we think that the answers to these questions need to evolve a little bit, and that's what today's presentation is kind of setting the stage for. So in general, after this kind of introduction, this is what we did with the whole group at workshop number 8, is we shared this presentation, which you'll see in video here. Then there were chances at the presentation for small groups to kind of engage with it and share thoughts, and then we had a facilitated broader discussion, and we captured all of the notes and minutes from that in the workshop. And during the workshop, the lab vision strategy group and the lab communications group did a bunch of work to actually start processing all that feedback. And so we'll be sharing that feedback back with you as well, so that you can see the comments that have already been made. And basically over the next few months leading up to workshop number 9, we're going to have a series of check-in points where we're going to kind of release new versions or new drafts that have sought to incorporate comments, so that we can rapid iterate over the next few months and get to that point of having a signed off version of the vision mission by our next workshop. So the objectives and outcomes of this exercise are really, at this stage, they were about achieving broad consensus. So it's about, how are we hitting the core intention, the core concepts? Is this capturing our collective understanding and aspirations? And if not, what needs to be adjusted? So it's not about wordsmithing at this stage. As we progress over the coming months, getting up to September, the next workshop on September 29th, 30th, wordsmithing will become increasingly important because we need to get that right as well. But what we're really welcoming with sharing this video with the exercise at workshop number 8 is really to get more of the feedback on, is this the core of have we captured the core aspirations of the lab, and do all of the lab participants kind of agree that we've accomplished this? So doing this work will help us set up for ongoing strategy and theory of change work in the lab. It'll help us prioritize and take forward our external communications, and it will increasingly help us connect our big picture thinking to our initiatives and our kind of ground up work.